Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Let's go!
Hi, everybody.
Today's show is brought to you by two things. Bee Store
Yes.
and onion cranks.
Oh, really?
That will make sense.
We'll get to the bottom of them at some stage.
We're going to hear some stories of how people acquired blisters.
Absolutely. We also catch up with our good friend Stevie Butler.
Oh, we find out if it's illegal to stick your head out of a sunroof.
We ask the big questions, don't we?
This is Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Very interesting that Optus's slogan is yes, because at the moment a lot of people are saying, oh no. That hack was full on. I'm an Optus customer for my internet.
Oh, are you? Okay.
But I have not been contacted by them.
The hackers? Or...
No, the people with your bank details, they're not going to contact you.
So it suggests that I haven't been compromised, but yet who knows?
Yeah.
When we first found out about this hack, we didn't find out from Optus, which Optus should have been the people to tell everyone about it. We found out from the media who had found out about it.
It's not great, is it?
Suddenly people have started getting the text messages. They're saying that 1.2 million customers had at least one form of current and valid identification and personal information accessed by the hackers. There were a further 900,000 customers who had numbers from expired identification documents stolen, as well as personal information. They're saying that we continue to work with governments and agencies regarding what further steps, if any, those customers should take. Now, that's the interesting thing. Those customers should take. These are some of those customers lining up in Perth trying to get their licenses changed and renewed because they're worried about identity theft.
It's really annoying. I'm lucky because I'm retired, but a lot of people probably try and do it in their lunch hour.
Been waiting since 10 o'clock, so an hour. We've been told 73 minutes once we get inside.
Hour and a half to get inside and then about an hour inside. And once you get to the counter, it's only like 2 minutes. They're doing the best they can. Optus is at fault. These guys are not.
That guy sounds like he's got a bit of time, though.
Yeah.
And that guy was saying it was right. Don't get angry at the people at the counter. Get angry at Optus for what happened. Amy, you're our producer. Amy is an Optus customer. You got a text message?
Yes.
Yes. What did it say?
My driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has been,
Compromised.
Confirming, only the license number on your driver's license was exposed, not the card number.
Yeah. Now, the people in Victoria are saying, well, that doesn't matter because it's the same number in Victoria, so that's redundant to them.
Right.
We have two different numbers. We've got your driver's license number and a number on your license, but they've only got the one number, which is the same thing. So my thing with this is, and I'll just go back to that quote that they said, we continue to work with governments and agencies regarding what further steps, if any, those customers should take. That is bullcrap. You've been hacked because you didn't do something, from what I've read, that was asked of you about a year ago to up
so the
your
alarm
security.
bells were rung
you
well and
didn't take
truly
those
in advance.
things in place. You didn't put the processes in place. Now, all those people lining up, Amy, possibly you, are going to have to go down to the licensing
But I'm
centre
not going to do that, Nathan. Like, this is my thing. I'm like, should I do that? Should I care? It's not my problem. Optus, fix it.
Exactly, and that's what I think.
But
They should be creating...
But the information's already out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, but this is the thing.
You
So
can't go
say...
backwards.
No, but say...
No, Amy wants Optus to go to the licensing centre and get her a new licence.
Yeah, but say someone takes your identity, right?
Yeah.
And then they do all these card frauds. Then the amount of time that you are going to spend on the phone or at your bank or whatever
Exactly.
trying to sort that out, they should create an agency now where they are stepping in and doing that work for the customers, because all it's going to do is cost you time, don't you think?
Yeah, and now, I don't know to what extent I need to investigate this
So
myself. So do I
that
need to go
hasn't
to my
been
bank and go,
communicated to
hey,
you.
this has happened. Do
All
I
they've
need to
said is
change
what's
anything?
happened, not what the risk is.
Yeah.
Do I need a new licence or not? That's what you want to know.
Is it going to get worse from here?
Yeah.
Yes,
For me.
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Is it going to get worse from here? And we've
Yeah.
seen before where a lot of times people have been said no, and the answer is yes always.
Yeah,
On the other
f-
side, wouldn't you love to be a hacker? That good.
Remember the movie Hackers?
Hackers and
Angelina Jolie,
Swordfish.
Johnny Lee Miller?
Was it Swordfish?
Apparently, Shaun, that you didn't even have to be that good.
Oh.
It was a fairly rudimentary fault that allowed it to happen. I mean,
that's pathetic.
Not you and I couldn't get in, obviously, but
No,
if you
don't
are,
speak for- don't speak on behalf of
if
me,
you're a
mate. You know what
basic
I'm capable
hacker
of.
and you had the motivation, then yeah.
But what does a hacker do? Did they say that they have a whiteboard
hack.
and go, what are we hacking this week?
Yes.
Let's hack this and let's hack those traffic lights and good hack.
Well, you just go for money, though, wouldn't you?
Well, these people didn't. These people went for identities, or for information to get identity.
They were going to sell it, though.
They're going to sell it.
Yeah, but they've said they've
we don't
deleted
know.
it. I mean, obviously we can trust hackers, right?
Then you got the hackers. You got the hackers that get into government agencies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
was that what Julian Assange did or something? Snowden. Snowden.
Yeah.
Hit it again. So he's put it up on the whiteboard.
So Julian Assange he published it. He didn't actually hack it.
Yeah. Hackers, mate. Is there any hackers? Do you reckon there are hackers in Perth?
Hacking right now.
Are they hacking? Like, do they?
And they're making money from hacking.
Do you not think that
started their day yet?
hacking's a nighttime thing with
yes.
Red?
Good point,
Hacking's a
Nat.
nighttime thing
Good
with
point,
Red Bull,
Amy.
don't you think?
Yeah, totally.
No,
Hacking's
they
a
turn
night.
up to
In
the
the dark.
hacking office and they start at 8:30.
Okay.
No, hacking's a nighttime thing.
With
How
a
many
briefcase.
screens would a hacker have in his room?
I hate-
Like so many, more than a gamer. You just have screen. Really good computer chair.
Really good.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, surfboard and snorkel all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump online or on the What If app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
A little bit of commentary about my footwear this morning. A lot of people were up and about, oh my God, it's summer. Sean's wearing Birkenstocks. Look, he's Tour de
Just
Fashion
rolled
coordinator.
in.
No.
You've rolled in
Thanks
with your,
to the B store, by the way, for those.
Yeah, absolutely.
your cargo pants and some... I'm like, he's a German tourist now.
Yeah,
What's going
God,
on?
look at him change.
Yeah,
Summer,
yeah.
whole thing, the
Your-
vibe.
Your outfits never look more dad.
That's true.
Well,
That
I'll
is
tell you
true.
what. But there was a reason why I'm wearing the Birkenstocks, and that is when I was over in the grand final over in Melbourne, I decided to wear a pair of boots I hadn't really broken in properly.
Oh,
They were just Blundstone boots.
that you
Rookie
got
mistake.
from the B store.
Hey! It's all coming together, Nate.
Loves a free pair of shoes, doesn't
This
he?
segment's brought to you by the
Mate,
B
B
store. Our footwear needs.
So we're just in Melbourne, but I was going to Federation Square in the morning with my
Yes.
son just to be able to take up the vibe.
So you're
of
staying in
grand
the
final
city,
day.
so you've walked from your hotel to Fed Square.
Yeah, so it's about
Wait,
15 minutes.
You've not broken those boots in ever.
I've worn them to a place where I could go out for dinner, maybe walk
Yeah.
a total of 50 metres, and then, sat down and...
Okay, before we
know,
go
not
any
long
further,
distance.
whatever you say next, you're an idiot. Keep going.
So anyway, I walked in the city, which is about 15 minutes, and whilst wearing them at that stage, I was like, oh, geez, they're rubbing up a little bit. This could be...
You're starting to feel it.
I could feel
already.
it. Yeah. Anyway, I sat down for a beer and then trucked from Federation Square along the river into the MCG.
Yeah,
And by that
lovely
stage,
walk.
I
Yep.
knew I had blisters. From that
Wow.
stage, I knew I had
Did you
blisters.
try
That's
and
like another
swim out
20
to one of the
minutes.
barges and get a lift?
So this was what time? It's about...
Oh, that would
Midday.
be midday. And then I found our seats and continued to walk around a little bit at the MCG because the problem with the MCG is the TAB facilities down on the basement level. So I had to keep going down to make sure that I
You
didn't
had
miss
to.
anything.
Had to.
And then progressed the night until, I don't know,
Couple of
1
beers?
o'clock. Just a couple.
Yeah, because
Just a
that
beers.
wouldn't have swollen your feet up at all. Keep
No,
going.
A couple of beers. And so I progressed and walked everywhere and carried on all night to, say 1
Bit
o'clock.
of dancing.
That could be hearsay stuff at this point in time. So I probably wore them for a good 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
Well, they have dug the biggest
Just-
blisters, but it's not blisters. It's
No,
gone past
it's
that.
like a
just-
pothole
yeah,
in a road.
In both my heels.
How long ago was the grand final now? A week and a
Week and a
half?
half.
Week and a half ago. I haven't been able to wear shoes since.
They still look like fresh.
So you're just wearing backless numbers.
Yeah, so we went to this restaurant in Dunsborough where I wore black socks and thongs, and then...
Want to try and act like they were shoes?
Yeah, but... yes. And then no one picks it up because you quickly get to your seat, and then... Well, as soon as we walked out, I had to take everything off and just walk back bare feet.
So you couldn't
to the
even
place.
wear
Socks.
No.
No, it was just
That
too
was
much
too
'cause
painful.
they were sticking. to the
These
back of my
these are
heel.
they're probably still 5. Show me. They're probably 5. No, 10 cents. 10 cents open wounds. 10-cent size open wounds, like bleeding open wounds.
Yeah.
They're not getting any better. You're just trying to
Slowly.
dry them out at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to dry them
We
out.
need to heat a spoon over a lighter and just like they do in the army when someone
Cauterize
gets shot
them.
or whatever.
Okay, I'm up for it.
That's crazy. Blisters are horrendous. I never do anything that require blisters usually because that's hard work.
Could be
What
exercise.
about the ones on your palms?
That's a different thing. When we were driving to Esperance when we were younger, my brother and I had our faces out of the window, so either side out of the window for a very long time. Back in the day, your parents didn't tell you to put your head in the car. Like dogs, really. And by the time we got down there, and as we know, Espence is very windy, and on the way
Yes.
to Espence, it was very blistery that day with the winds. And then when we pulled our heads back in, Mum had noticed that there was just like red sort of welts on the side of our face, and we got windburn so badly.
Yeah,
by
windburn.
The next day, Espence woke up, and we had like big blisters on our cheeks, giant cheek blisters
Just
on
on
either side
one
of our
side
faces.
or both
Me
sides?
on one side, my brother on the other side.
You weren't the sharpest tools in the shed, were you?
And when Mum and Dad were out, you just know people going, that's some puzzling child abuse. That is. What did they do to those kids? Did they come out with them 2 irons and sandwich their face together? Like, what is that?
Didn't need to. You did it to yourselves.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We are talking about blisters inspired by Shaun's heels. He's showing a clean pair of heels today, wearing Birkenstocks, thanks B-Store, because the blisters you got on Grand Final day were so bad, you still can't wear closed-in footwear.
No, that's true. What an idiot. Everyone thought I was doing something positive in the fashion sense.
Yeah, no.
But no, that's not me.
No,
Pure practicality.
Hello, Maddie.
Hello, how are you?
Great,
Hey, Maddie.
Cast your mind back and tell us your most memorable blister tale.
It was back a few years ago. It wasn't even that hot of a day. It was like mid-30s. I was like, I'll take my dog and my sister's dog to the dog beach. The floor was so hot that I put the towel down for the dogs because my feet were burning.
Oh, that's nice of you.
And I got the biggest blisters on the bottoms of my feet from it. I was sprinting down to the beach, put my feet in the water, then was like, how am I going to get these dogs up to the car? So I got the dogs back up and they seemed fine, but I had massive blisters on the bottom of my feet and I was in a manual car, so I had to drive back to my mum. Driving with my 2 big toes, like on the clutch, on the accelerator. And then on top of that, it was my sister's 21st. So I said I would do the grazing board, so I had to go to the shop with Mum to get all of the stuff, but I couldn't walk because I had these massive blisters on the bottom of my heels, so Mum chucked me in a wheelchair.
Oh, did she?
Wheelchair around Galleria Shopping Centre while we're getting all the stuff, so I'm pushing the trolley, she's in the wheelchair, she's pushing me, and I had these blisters on my feet for like weeks.
Oh,
Maddie, do you go to the beach quite a lot?
Yes, I used to do surf club, so I just don't understand, but I hadn't done it in 10 years, but obviously I've just got super precious feet, and we had these massive blisters.
Oh, I thought that maybe you didn't go there much because you did say that you burnt your feet on the floor.
Sorry.
That would be something that I would say if I went to the beach.
It's a cautionary tale, Maddie, if ever I heard one.
beach's
Thank
floor,
you.
which is the sand.
Dione, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi,
Good,
okay.
Dione.
Talk to us about your most memorable blister.
So I am a redhead with extremely fair skin.
Yeah.
And grew up in central New South Wales where it was ridiculously hot.
Can I just say that with your parents should be pulled over the coals for that?
Yes, that's
Don't
right.
you think?
Literally.
I
Move all the
agree.
redheads to Tasmania.
That's a really good
saying.
point.
Well, I think if you've got a child that is so susceptible to the sun and you move somewhere that's basically 30 centimetres away from it. Anyway, Dione.
Keep going.
So my mum was working and my neighbour offered to take me to the pool for the day. And so, we all, got ready and off we went. And Mum did say to the neighbour, look, make sure that you get sunblock on her. She burns very easily. And they put sunblock on me in the morning and then didn't re-sunblock me for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
When it needed to be every 15 minutes.
Let's be honest.
Every 15 minutes.
You needed a suit of armour. That's the only thing that would have helped you. Yes.
Yep. And I had a 2-piece bathing suit, which was really cute at the time. I was about 6 or 7. Ended up in hospital. Literally every part of my body that wasn't covered by bathers was blistered, including the bottom of my feet.
And people, okay, so there's some olive skin people right now that are going,
that
I've
don't
had a blister.
understand.
I've had a blister. It's nothing. No, you don't understand what it's like for the paleys. It's like we've been put in a George Foreman grill and they've sat on it for 2 hours.
It's like a rotisserie.
It is.
How do they treat you?
Basically, they just bathed me with distilled water.
And even like water touching you, like a flannel, a tissue touching you is like
excruciating.
Sandpaper.
Pardon the pun, but they have to treat you gingerly.
Hey, three votes for you, Natalie Locke.
That's so bad. And you like, how frightened of the sun after that were you, Dione?
Petrified.
Petrified.
And literally,
Parasols galore.
Many years later, when I got pregnant, all I prayed for was to not have red-headed festive children.
And how did you go?
Twin girls,
Yep.
blonde and brunette, both olive-skinned like their dad.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, what a miracle.
That's why a paley always has to try and get an olive in. You always have to try and hunt one down. Please be with me.
Well done,
I know I
Dione.
have no melanin, but love me.
Dana is in Beaver Lake. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Dana.
Dana, talk to us about your most memorable blister.
I was suffering from Ross River virus for many months, and I heard that some guy held an electric fence, and it killed him.
Oh!
So I got the courage, and you can't drink alcohol. You can't drink alcohol when you've got Ross River because your liver's enlarged to about 7,000 or something.
Yeah.
So I was drinking to get the guts.
So you put your body on the line to start with to get the guts to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And finally it held onto the electric fence, and my daughter said, "I'll help you." I said, "Go away."
Help you.
It threw me off in the air onto my butt, so I had a black and blue butt and blisters on my hands, and I couldn't drive. And the best thing, I didn't have to do dishes or look after kids and do washing and stuff like that. But oh God, it hurt.
And it didn't cure your Ross River virus, did it?
No.
Dana, how long could you hold on to the fence before it absolutely...
Pulses.
Yeah, oh yeah,
So how many pulses did you last, Dana?
Oh, before it reaches your brain, I'd say a couple of seconds.
Yeah. So you probably got one, maybe two.
Who
pulses.
did you hear that link
Yes.
to electric fences and Ross River virus?
It smacks of ivermectin, doesn't it?
It sounds, but when you're desperate,
You know,
You know what it is? I reckon
No.
someone in town went, I'm going to tell Dana this. This is going to be hilarious. Everyone, watch what she does.
yeah.
Blistered
Anyway,
hands.
it's a true story, and it hurt like hell.
Oh, thank you, Dana.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Nathan posed the question.
Is it illegal to stick your head out of a sunroof? We know that anyone that's ever hired a stretch Hummer has gone straight
You
to the
had to.
sunroof and put your head out there and been all...
Well, there's a lot of viewing going on, isn't there?
And we thought, no, well, what if you're a tall person and you're not actively doing it, but your head just pops out of there? Is it illegal?
Paul, hello.
Hey.
Hey, morning, Paul.
You have some intel on this, Paul?
Yeah, we found out the hard way that it is illegal. My missus got a new car and we were partying one night. And while we were driving down the freeway, she was hanging out the roof.
Yeah.
And lucky it was the federal police that pulled us over.
Yeah.
Oh, the
they
fees.
they can't write tickets and that for that.
Yeah.
It's a traffic offence.
Yeah.
But they said you're not allowed to do it and don't do it again, otherwise they'll call a normal police to come and
Yes.
Give you a ticket.
give you a fine.
Oh, God, that is so lucky getting done by the wrong place.
Yes, the wrong place.
That's all you can ever hope for when
I
doing
know.
a crime, getting hit up by the wrong police.
You've got no jurisdiction.
Yeah. Well, we don't sort ourselves out, so you're going to have to get away with this murder.
All right, a cautionary tale from Paul. Thank you.
Paul.
Emma's in Mandurah. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Emma.
Now, what's your take on this, Emma?
Yes, obviously it is illegal. We were on a night out and we were in an Uber driver who had a very fancy car with a sunroof.
Yes.
And he's opened it, and I've obviously had a few too many drinks, and I've popped my head out. And one of our friends who was actually training to be a cop, party pooper as well.
Yeah, the fun police.
Yeah, you don't invite that person along, do you?
The fun police.
Yeah, I mean, they got pretty boring after a while because they used to tell us off everything.
Yeah. And what'd they say? They said, get your head back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that they'd gone through courses of what was illegal and what wasn't, and that was definitely illegal.
What a
good one.
boring
Who bought
person.
her?
Did the invites for that person dry up after a while? 'Cause
Yes,
you're like,
they
shut
did. Oh,
up.
definitely.
Of course.
Yes.
If you're working within the law, keep it to yourself.
That's right.
Just the rules.
Did they tell you what the fine was? Do you know?
No, I wouldn't remember. It was a fair few years ago.
And she was pretty drunk.
Possible decapitation as well. Could be.
Also,
the greatest fine of all.
That's right.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
Hey, you know how you go to the same shop regularly? So normally when you walk in, the people know what you're going to order, or
Sure.
they get the things
We're
ahead
creatures
of
of
Like in
habit.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone says your name.
Yeah, when you go into Northbridge, you
Yeah.
know you're going to get the same roll. Just
Restore.
Restore all the time.
Yeah, Gina waves me through.
For me, it's going down Canning Highway and stopping in at Caltex down the 24-hour one, Nat, just about as you go over the onto the freeway.
Yeah.
It's just
Gotcha.
near the Raffles.
Canning Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, and for you guys, you would almost see me all the time with these protein drinks that I have. I have that regularly. So
Yes.
I pull in there and I get a protein drink and a packet of extra every single time. Same people, same
How much
person.
extra do you
How
go
much
through?
chewies are you chewing?
A pack a day. Are you a pack a day chewy guy?
Not. I'll probably stop there maybe once a week.
There's
Normally
holes
on a
in your
Friday.
stories already.
Is that why you have abs? Is that why you have abs on your jaw?
Stops me having breath like 1,000 camels. I don't
Sure.
even think it's stopping me having breath like 1,000 camels. Anyway, when I pop in there all the time, so I asked the lady, because you're not allowed to go in because it's too early in the
course.
morning.
Yeah.
So I say, can I have the Masashi protein drink? It's the red one in the top left-hand corner, and a packet of green extra. Now, this has happened 7-8 times inside of about 2 months. Same lady every single time, and every time, instead of coming back with the green extra, which is right where her hands are, and I point to it, she comes back with these
the harvest snaps. They're delicious.
Yeah, they are delicious.
They are delicious.
They're so delicious.
They're fried or baked pea snacks.
Pods, yeah.
But
Like sugar
I
snap
point
peas.
to the window, which is there with the extra green extra harvest sugar snaps, which are over yonder, Nath.
Yes.
Like,
But they are
I know
also
where yonder
green,
is.
so
I've got the same nose. I mean, it's not hard to recognise his face when you see it on a weekly basis, just about every single Friday, you know what I mean? And the same order.
So you
and
feel
every
a
time
bit-
she gets the same wrong thing. I don't understand.
So is this the first time she's gotten the wrong thing?
No, every time.
Every
Every
time.
time.
So because every time you're saying extra, the green packet of
and
extra.
pointing, Nath, every time. And every time she walks down, further down the line
Yeah.
to the
She
aisle
gets
and gets these sugar.
is she getting the right drink?
Yes, every
Oh,
time.
okay, well, that's
100%.
great.
Does not miss that. But always gets these sugar snap.
Maybe they're just really trying to offload them, Shaun.
Remember when I would go to Chicken Treat all the time?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Yes, we
all
did.
the time. And it was that was a scenario where I'd pull up to the drive-through. They'd obviously see me through the camera and they'd go, chicken roll combo with small gravy. And that did the reverse to me. I was so mortified and stopped going. Because I was like, how embarrassing. How embarrassing. And then one day I saw the woman and I saw the chick that worked behind the counter. And you know when you take someone out of their uniform and put them in the real world, it's jarring and you don't know where you know them from.
Yeah.
So I saw it in the real world and she says, like, oh my God, hello, Nathan. And I went, oh, hello. And then I looked at her and she knew that I didn't know who she was. And then and she goes, and I said, I'm sorry. And then she goes, you'd know me, don't you? And I said, no, I don't. And she goes, chicken roll combo, small gravy. And I was like, oh.
Nathan now drives to Rockingham to get a chicken treat.
How embarrassing.
Actually, you've stopped. That stopped
I did.
you. You have.
It did. It stopped
That's all
me.
it took.
Yeah.
Was somebody just to shame you in the drive-through.
This is why I'll be single forever, because when someone gets a little bit too familiar with me, I'm out of there.
It's difficult in an intimate relationship, isn't it?
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun in podcast form.
2 words.
Onion crank. We've just been talking about Costco and how amazing the hot dogs and the burgers and stuff there. I mean, look, it's like a $4 or $5 burger, or the hot dog's like a couple of bucks.
Cheap as, yeah.
Cheap as. So it is what it is.
So what?
But it's delicious.
So you was explaining how you can go to the wall.
Yeah, you go to one of the walls. It's got your sauces and stuff on there, and there's a crank, a silver crank.
So a handle, and you wind
and then
it.
you wind the crank, and
And what
onions
happens?
come out of it.
Raw onion.
Your raw onion comes out. It's the onion crank, and it's just like and you honestly, like, you just crank the crap out of it because it's just like amazing. Like onions, how's this happening?
Is that why you've got such massive guns
Such
on that
massive
forearms on it? It's unbelievable.
Left-handed biceps because of my Costco onion cranking.
Can crank.
There was
He's the cranker, you know.
There was just a story yesterday about this chick that catered her entire wedding from food from Costco for like $1,200.
Oh,
and you've been there.
I'm
You've
all
seen
about
all
it.
the
Absolutely,
food there.
yeah.
What was your wedding catering bill?
Oh, God, that wouldn't even
You're
know.
at Fraser's,
I don't
weren't
know.
you?
Yeah, it cost a lot of money, that shindig. That was a bloody ripper.
But worth it, right?
Expensive
Because of
one.
how happily married you are.
Well, that's right. 13 years married.
Yeah.
Couple of days of good stuff, yeah. I would say.
Well,
7 or 8.
you know what you should get? An onion crank.
You giant cranker.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
Time to catch up with our good friend Stevie Butler. He writes all the great articles for the West Australian. Last time we chatted to him, he's headed up north, obviously, after we saw our Brownlow medalist crowned. But
And
this time,
he got us some sausage rolls.
Yes,
Dropped them in
Stephen.
for us. Hello, Stephen.
Yes, Butler from the B store here.
Have you gotten any shoes from the B store at all, Steve?
Oh, yeah. So, well, I'm not a great shoe man, I must say. I treat shoes a bit like cars. I don't really care much for them. You got to have them, I suppose.
There's a lot of people that are massive shoe fans these days.
Mm.
Yeah, there are. I'm not one of them, and neither are you, by the sounds of things.
No.
Is there a budgie in your
what's
general
happening?
vicinity?
I reckon I should send you to the B store, Nathan, for your... Yeah, there is actually.
Okay.
For your very average review of that sausage roll, which was magnificent, by the way. I didn't come all the way
magnificent.
from Northampton for you to just roll out a meh.
Well, it wasn't magnificent. It was good. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. I would not travel there to get it. No, it was a good sausage roll. It's way above average. It was a good sausage roll.
Yeah, it's above average.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was hardly it wasn't your servo style
No,
sausage roll.
it was a nice sausage roll. It had
a
a really lovely taste. The pastry was really
great
nice.
pastry.
Don't get me wrong. Was it the best
Don't
sausage roll
forget,
I've ever tried? No.
Let's just remember, while you were swanning about on a few days off, it was sitting in the fridge waiting for you as well.
Hey, dude, we've got I've still got a Kalgoorlie sausage rolls in the fridge. And how old's that now?
Oh, years.
And,
we will
I
still eat them.
guarantee, you know what? I'll bring one in. I guarantee I'm going to bring one in. It's how many years now old? Would it be 5 or 6? 5 years old?
Yeah.
It'll be about 5 years old. Guarantee I'll bring it in there, and it beats that other sausage roll's ass.
Right, well, you bring it round to my place and I'll have triple O ready.
No, Steve, will you come in? We'll normally catch up with you on a Monday. Will you come in next Monday so we can try this sausage roll with you?
This sounds good.
Yeah, so you're going to come in and try a 5-year-old sausage roll?
Sounds good. Yeah, why not?
Oh, why
It's
not?
basically from the Jurassic era, this sausage roll.
Yeah.
But we've dug it out of a glacier. It'll be good to go.
Yeah, well, Nathan's a bit like a dinosaur, so that makes a bit of sense.
All right, Steve, changing pace for a second. There is word out today that Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody from the Bomberland could be heading down the Purple Highway to Fremantle.
What's that all about?
Well, it seems that Matthew Lloyd has put this out there that he wants to return to the top level. So the Essendon champion Matthew Lloyd, who would probably know what Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody wants to do. My favourite player, by the way, the great tipper. I did know that Ryan Daniels from Channel 7 has just tipped out that Justin Longmuir met Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody at Spring Beach a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
But I would imagine that Essendon would still be keen to get him back. It depends on where he wants to go and whether he wants a fresh start, because I think it was all getting too much for him towards the end of when he retired in May. But look, there is no doubt that Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody has plenty of petrol left in the tank.
How old is he? Steve?
He'd be nearing 30, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how old he is.
So he's still got a good couple of years in him.
Oh, no, look. David
David
look
Mundy
at him,
says 7.
Yeah, don't listen to David Mundy. He's a freak.
I think when you look at how he actually plays, what he's actually put in, I think he's got plenty in the tank left here still. So, look, he would be a magnificent get for Fremantle, but I just hope he has a look and says, right, I want to go back to the Bombers. He's 29 years old. He turns 30 in April.
Yeah,
No, go and play with the Purple, mate. Why not? They're on the up.
Well, so are the Bombers. They've got a new coach. They've got beautiful facilities. He'd be comfortable there with a few of his mates. And
change as good as a holiday. Get out
there.
there.
The tipper back out there.
Fresh start, you reckon, Shaun?
Freo, absolutely.
He wouldn't have got a song written about him by a Melbourne grunge band if he was playing for Fremantle. I can tell you that.
This one.
Can't listen to it long. Let's have a listen.
Yeah,
see this playing it off the stadium. No worries, better sound system there.
Is there a better lyric in music than Anthony McDonald-Tip and Woody playing footy?
Steve, so there's a lot happening in the trade, and we'll see as the week progresses.
Yes, and it's not all happening at the last minute. There's stuff happening now.
Well, they got to get it done now because there's so many players who want to leave and move around.
Yeah. Well, we've got plans to make. What do you think's going to happen with Griffin, Steve? Because, what do we do? Do we, wait around by the phone, or do we just, go out hunting?
That's right.
With Griffin Logue, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's our docker. So do we need a new docker or not?
Look, it's a massive deal. I would be surprised if he doesn't go. I mean, all the links have been that he would go.
Yeah.
I don't think over the journey he's been that well treated at Fremantle. I think, and that's not a big criticism to Fremantle either, because in some ways, I mean, you look at who they've got down back.
That's right.
And where
it's
he
the depth
fits
of their
in.
back line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's difficult. I mean, where do you put Brendan Cox, who just finished runner-up in their fairest and best? Where do you put Alex Pearce, who's been their standing captain when Nat Fyfe hasn't been playing? So then, where do you put Griffin Logue after that? They put him forward, and that's not where he plays. He needs to play back. He's a brilliant backman, and he's a potentially all-Australian backman, I think.
Yeah.
So, look, he hasn't had his chance. Those two players are still going to be there at Fremantle next year. So where does he fit? I don't know. I think that's what he looks at in the end, and he sees opportunity. He sees a big pay packet, and he also sees, potentially a 4-time premiership winning coach if Alistair Clarkson maintains that position, which I suspect he will.
Yeah,
I think that all the time. Where do you put Cox?
Yeah, you do. It's a regular conversation.
Can we be a part of that next one? Just to help brainstorm it.
Shaun's got some ideas.
Hey, Steve, this is the interesting one which I followed yesterday. You guys would like this. Is it Jack Bowles from the Gold Coast Suns?
Yes.
Well, the Gold Coast Suns signed
That's
this guy.
from 24, the guy from 24.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah, good point. He got signed to the Gold Coast Suns on a really big deal. He's not in their best team at the moment, so they're trying to handball him. They're actually going to give away a pick 7 to get rid of him because this guy played 5 games this season just gone. Next season, he's on $800,000.
Oh.
And the year after, $800,000. He played 5 games.
Well, I do wonder whether these big deals. I mean, I know we've seen another one. Who was the other one this week? Harry Mackay signed on for 8 years at Carlton. I just wonder whether clubs might start to rethink this, because if you look at the ruckman from Collingwood, Brody Grundy, Brody Grundy, and Collingwood may have to pay $300,000 a year of his contract for him to play for someone else.
But that's
because
the thing.
He signed such a big deal.
We were talking about this morning, Steve, how it seems like the new generation don't really have long years to spend at football clubs in them, because they do want to chop and change. And we're talking about how that sort of is the same in the workplace as well. I don't think these days you'll get too many people that are going to be working for 10 years at a company. So, it does make it strange why there are so many, there are these big deals being offered when it feels like
Well, Nath, if you sign that big deal...
The loyalty's not there anymore.
Yeah, exactly. If you sign that big deal, 7 years, for instance, Brody Grundy, and then he goes, I'm out after 3, or the club says, I'm out at 3. What's the point?
The club don't have to release them, as Fremantle aren't doing Rory Lobb. The club can say, no, you're staying around.
Oh, no, they can't, but it seems
they are doing that.
But in that situation, I mean, he signed the big deal.
Yeah.
That's
right. He took the money.
Because he took the money and signed the deal. And, you can say that I want to go, but, don't sign the big deal in the first place.
Yeah. Well, then again...
But, I mean, those days are gone. It's all over the shop now.
Think about it, though. Marriage is the ultimate big deal, isn't it? So many people sign that paper and go, I'm out of here in 2 years.
I don't even think I signed it. I'm still in it.
Good idea. Go for it.
Can I say quickly, I mean, the mighty Cardis got a fantastic premiership win in the Waffle by the mighty Fighting Cardis under Darren Harris. Oh, yeah, I love him. I was a Cardi Cub once. When I was growing up in the country, and I remember Les Fong giving me a bag once, and I still remind him about that. They actually say you should never meet your heroes, and Les wish I didn't.
It's a good man, Les.
And I must say that the Geelong Grand Final, I didn't get a chance. I'll just quickly say that. How good was that footy? A great team putting the foot on the throat. A lot of people didn't like that Grand Final. I loved it. I love seeing a team do that. And can I just give you a quick stat before I go?
Yes, friend. Yes.
Wins in the AFL, this is from Sir Swamp Thing, who's brilliant on Twitter with his stats. Wins in the AFL between 2007 and 2022. I'll just give you the top 4. West Coast with 199 wins. Actually, I'll give you the top 5. West Coast with 199 wins, Collingwood with 222 wins, Sydney with 224 wins, Hawthorn with 227 wins, and who's on top?
Geelong.
Joel Selwood with 259 wins.
Wow.
He won more games than any other club in that period between 2007 and 2022. How good is that?
That's amazing.
What a
isn't it?
legend.
Yeah, he's gone out on a great way.
Hasn't he just?
Really fun statistic. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
Liked
no.
it.
Thanks for taking notice.
Love your work, Steve.
See you,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
Back to the B-store for me. Goodbye.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.